Hey, everybody. It is, yes, that's right, the third Strat-O-Matic Football broadcast of Sunday. This is crazy. It is a summer sprint playoff game, quarterfinals between Presque Isle and Squonks and the Rochester Jeffs. I'm not sure if he's with the Jeffs or the blitzing Jeffs this time. I think it's just Jeffs this time. Rochester Jeffersons. Okay, so what do I need to do here? Card image. Presque Isle gets the ball first. Fly to James Lofton, going big right away. It's a must run for 7 yards. Aikman's got that long gain on 8. Presque Isle had this guy, Aikman, for Presque Isle had a great year. I think he led the league in quarterback rating and all that stuff. Let me set this over to the broadcast. 2nd and 3. Take a look at some stats in a minute. Get out of this. Button hook to Keith Byers. There is a 0 linebacker there, and it's going to be linebacker in zone 0 or short gain, and it goes for 13. Kurt Gavea couldn't make the tackle. So let's open up summer sprint. $19.90. Off tackle right to Barry Word. Linebacker's in the zone, but he can't make the play. Andre Collins 5 just missed it against the White Die 6. So Presque Isle, Aikman, 92.4 rating, 40 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That's getting it done. Barry Word, 1,400 yards. Christian Okoye. Let's add Lawrence to the stream. 2nd and 5, welcome Lawrence. It's a 13-yard short pass from Aikman to Andre Reed. So right away, Presque Isle's got the Jeffs on their heels as they near field goal range. Make sure I got my volume up in case. Yeah, screen left to Byers, guess right, 10 yards. So that's why Aikman's done so well. He's got a host of weapons that he can throw to. Reed and Lofton on the outside. Alfredo Roberts is the tight end. Is he a Falcon? Who was he? No, a Chief. Curl to Lofton. Covered by a 5. Must run for 6. So, positive yard after positive yard. 4-3 showing blitz. Finally all set up here. Up the middle to Okoye. There's a forward linebacker in the zone. He makes the play this time. Gene Atkins. Had a Kurt Gavea. Oh, I guess he is there. I guess the Atkins is the free safety. So he does have a 0 middle linebacker. 4-3 showing blitz on 3rd and 4. Word and Byers in the backfield. Up the middle to Word. Guess wrong, nobody's home, so only going to get a yard. And will he send that out Del Greco? No, he's going to go for it. No, we'll take a quick peek at his 4th down conversions. For the year, he was 20 of 29 on 4th downs. Lofton, Kelvin Martin, and Andre Reed in a 3-wide, 2-back set. Fourth we show him blitz. Michael D. Perry, 6'12", 3-star. Up against the 0-4 is a matchup to keep an eye on. Sweep left to Word. 4 defensive end, guess wrong. And he's going to get the first down. The offensive guard does not make the block, but even if he didn't make it, he got the first down. So let's look at that offensive line: 0-2, 4-5, 4-4, 0-4, 0-5. Here's the Cleveland Browns offensive line. I'll tackle it right to word. There's the linebacker there. He's a 5. My card, your card type of thing. That goes for 3, thanks to the plug. Square into read. Guess right, defender is going to make the play. That's going to be complete. Four, 2, 5 now. Not showing blitz. 3 wide. Curl to Lofton. He's guarded by a 5. Incomplete. And that'll bring out the field goal unit. You're not going for it on 4th and 7 in a playoff game with a chance to grab an early lead. They took up half the quarter on that drive. Nice brisk pace. Let me make sure my streamer, did I go live? I did go live. I got the Otters here. What's up, Tyke? Welcome aboard. That's a 50-yard return right there by Rochester. As Gene Atkins, the starting free safety, also returns kicks. Took it back a long way. Curl to Brian Blades. Guessed wrong. 3-minute zone. John Elway's the quarterback for the Rochester blitzing Jeffs. And it's an 11-yard pickup on Blades' card. It's got the Seattle Seahawks wide receivers, Denver's quarterbacks, the Saints fullback and tight end. Look at that Craig Hayward card. And the New Orleans special team. This way got Gil Fenerty. Pitch out right to Fenerty. It's the 4th defensive in there. You plug the other side. Hobie Brenner is going to make the block if there's a challenge, in all likelihood. Everybody's just getting settled in their seats here for this quarterfinal game between Presque Isle and Rochester. It's a 7-yard pickup on Fenerty's card. He's also got Mike Rozier and Steve Broussard, so he's got the Atlanta halfbacks. It looks like Fenerty. Oh, look at that. Rozier's an interesting card. We'll see him later on. Broussard, is it just kick return? No, you can do a little bit too. I'll tackle right to Hayward. Presque Isle in a 3-4. Nobody home, guess wrong, short gain down to the 7. So Presque Isle was aggressive on their first drive. They kept the ball a long time, drove it all the way down, but they could only come over the field goal. Rochester gets a great kick return, and they have it all the way inside the 10 already. Let's look at the notebook for each team. Presque Isle is good, and that 3-4. Rochester. One thing. They're 4-3 average good. Average against the run, good against the pass. Down and out to Fennerty. The defender makes a play. Defender X a short gain. The linebacker assigned to cover Fennerty is Daryl Talley. He's a 6. No, we didn't finish the units off. The offensive line for the Rochester Jeffersons is the Rams offensive line. For the Squonks, got the Bills D-line. Got the Bills linebackers. And you got the Tampa Bay DBs. Second and goal from the 7. Off tackle right to Hayward. Guessed wrong. There's a 6 linebacker there. He's going to lose 2. The zone was stuffed. That pushes him back. 3-4 2-minute zone off tackle is kind of where runs go to die. He goes 4 wide. There's all those Seahawks wide receivers: Tommy King, Jeff Chadwick, Brian Blades, and Paul Scansey. Scansey and Chadwick covered by 4s. It is a short pass to Scansey. Some sack chances there, 50%. But it's a 16% chance for a sack. Oh my goodness. Leon Seals beats Jackie Slater. The strength of that Rochester team is its offensive line. But Seals has a 16% chance, 5 on a 5, of getting around Slater, and he is able to do it. And then he tries to advance the ball, fumbles it back, but it's recovered by Presque Isle. We'll see if they chance it again. Try to advance it once more. No, they don't. So Presque Isle holds, does not come away with any points. Rochester does not come away with any points. Off tackle left to Christian Okoye. Guessed wrong. It's going to pick up 6. Second and 4. Goes with a 3 wide, 2 back set. Bomb to Reed. Covered by a 6. Guessed right, there's some heat coming. 64% chance of a sack, 50% chance of a sack, 50%, 39, 64. Instead, it hits the snake eyes for a long gain and 40 yards. Al Baker is held off by Tony E. Jones. So we already saw Seattle get knocked out trying to pick on a team that had a weak offensive line. No offense, Lawrence. Feel free to chime in if you want. Is it possible that Rochester followed that same line of thinking in trying to select Presque Isle and now might be up against it? +6 on a must run. Seven-yard pickup up the middle of the word. Button hook to Keith Byers. That's going to be incomplete. The interception split. 2nd and 10 at the 19. The button hook to Keith Byers incomplete. So Aikman made those 40 touchdowns not from Dinkin and Duncan. It looks like he was able to go overcome that offensive line and able to throw short whenever he needs to. He'll need to here, 3rd and 10 at the 19. Oh, it's a screen pass to Byers. Aikman's going to get sacked. Doesn't cough the ball up, so Al Del Greco will be trotted out to try another field goal. A little bit tougher from this range. So the defensive line beat the offensive line this time. It looks like he was throwing to the back, so it was an auto sack. The D came up right here on the die. There wasn't even a challenge because when you're targeting the back who's supposed to be protecting the quarterback, that's going to be a sack right away. Off tackle right to Rogier. It's going to be 8 yards. There's nobody there. Guessed wrong. So Rochester's got to feel good. They gave up that long gain, but they were able to hold them out of the end zone, and they can still drive right down the field and get a touchdown, take the lead. We're in the second quarter now. Bomb to Tommy Kane. Covered by 5. It's going to be incomplete. That's a pretty nice card for Elway. Plus 28 on 9. Long gain on 5. And his must runs are pretty good from what I remember. You know, he get you 5 or more. 2 to 7. 3rd and 2. So they're both using this 2-back 3 run. Bomb to Chadwick. Guessed wrong. Incomplete. Going up against the 4 defender X or long gain would have been incomplete because it was a 4 against a 4. But he had some shots there. Got him the receiver card. Ooh, short punt. Up the middle to Okoye. Guessed wrong, goes nowhere. 2 back, 3 wide. I'll tackle the word. That's going to go for just 2. In that formation, there is no offensive onside end. So you see the message here, no defender. A lot of these guys, when they don't have a good tight end, will shift to that kind of formation. Third and 8. Three-2-6 show blitz. Bomb to Kelvin Martin. There was 3 good chances for sacks there, 39, 53, 58. But it found a blank on Aikman's card. It also found a blank on the pass rushing chart. So he will punt on 4th and 8. Try to pin him deep. It's inside the 5. That's as good as it's going to get. Now we're in a pro set. Hobie Brenner's a good tight end, I think. Let me look at him. Yeah, he can go deep. It's all right. Not bad. Flat, short, it's kind of sketchy. Run to Brian Blades. It's going to be 2-yard gain on the D card. Tommy Kane, Brian Blades, Hobie Brenner. Hobie, don't call me Huel Brenner. Oh no, don't call me Yule Brenner. Don't call me Huel Hauser either. Rozier's in there. This is that card with those short gains stacked at the bottom. Hitch to Blades. It's going to pick up 8 and a first down. 6 covered by a 6. Throw into a zone that had a 6 in it, and he still is able to bring it down. That's the Brian Blades I remember. Tough in the crowd. Elway starting off slow. 3 of 6 for 21 yards. $10:30 to go in the half. 6-0 score. Right now, in the semifinals, pitch out right to Gil Finnerty, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who just beat the Dunedin Ospreys. And we have the Waimea Wind, who eliminated the Seattle Shuriken. Who will join them? Will it be Presque Isle or Rochester? Mike Rozier's in the backfield with Craig Hayward. It's inside Rhonda Rozier. There's those stacked short gains on 9 and 10. This time he hits Snake Eyes, picks up 6. Pro set, Rozier and Hayward. Quick out left to Hobie Brenner. And that's incomplete. So that wall of 6 rated linebackers is doing work. Pitch out right to Fennerty, the King Hayward. But there's still a linebacker in the zone. He doesn't go away. And he stuffs that for a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 11. Three wide. Craig Hayward's going to be back there. Protect against the pass rush. 6'6" Darryl Talley. Slant to Hobie Brenner. 6'6" Shane Conlon. 6'9" Cornelius Bennett. What a linebacking crew that was. Took those Bills to 4 straight Super Bowls. Didn't win any of them, but still an accomplishment. 4th and 11. 40-yard punt. See about the return. Kelvin Martin's there. He returns to 7 yards. Decent field position for the Presque Isle. Button hook to Byers. Guess right, 0 linebacker there. Picks up 2 on the T card. Ooh, it was almost a sack there. It was an 11% chance. The random was 12. Rob Burnett against Greg Rakowicz. Yikes. Did you get familiar with that name? Well, maybe not. 4-5 right guard. Sweep left to Word, nobody there. 4 defensive end. The guard's not going to make that block, though. He's a 0. That'll bring up 3rd and 5. Byers and Word in the backfield. 2 backs, 3 wide. So you get the strength of one defense is their linebackers. The strength of the other is their defensive secondary. Joey Browner, Reggie Rutland, Carl Lee. Crossing pattern to Reed. It's being double covered. And that's incomplete. So this is the nature of the beast in Summer Sprint and in Battle Royale. No dump off. No white die 6. The offenses are going to sputter at times. 1-yard return there on the punt. 6 minutes to go in the half. Rochester takes over on their 12-yard line. Slant to Brenner. 3 in the zone, covered by a 4. Defender X or long gain. Boom. Just like that. Offenses can sputter, but they can also take off. And that's going to be a huge play. Take him down to the 20. Yes, it does. $68 plus 12 is 80. 100-yard field. That means he's 20 yards away from pay dirt and taking the lead. Button hook to Finnerty. It's a run call. 11 yards, down to the 9. Second trip inside the 10. First one came away on a sack fumble. We'll see how this one ends. Not showing blitz. 3-4. Keying Hayward. And it is an off-tackle run to Hayward. That's going to lose a yard, taken back to the 10. Anthony may be happy about that. That was a short gain, guessed wrong. But you kind of like that inside the 10 thing because you take away the flat pass. But maybe those 6 linebackers already take away the flat pass. Second and goal to 10. Back to a pro set. It's a curl to blades, and look at that. Guessed wrong. It hits a blank on the receiver card. Now it's 3rd and 10. That was 2nd and 10. 5 of 11 for 100 yards. The majority of it coming in that 68-yard play that we just saw to Hobie Brenner. Okay, pro set, but shotgun. He goes with a base 3-4. Now he could run an off. Well, you can't run off tackle. Can run a linebacker. See how Craig Hayward is on the linebacker. Oh no, but he. Let's see. He does have that short gain on 7 on the linebacker as well, and on 10 and on 4. Not showing blitz. So you got to think a short pass is coming here. Brenner covered by a 4, Kane by a 5, Finnerty and Blades by a 6. It's an end run. Well, it would have been good if the linebacker had been moved out of the way, but it only gets 2, and they'll settle for a field goal. Better than, I'm guessing an 11 is, it's an 11 where he has his interception split. Yes, it is. Although he's a low interception quarterback, so unless it was going to be double covered, it would have been only 2 through 4, 11, and 12. Oh, he shanked the field goal. Oh, my goodness. Rolled a 10. The field goal was pushed back by 5 yards. So it's only 2 through 8. Fly to James Lofton being double covered. That's going to be incomplete. Let's look at the field goal kicker card for Rochester. So 2 through 9 and 12 from the 3 to 12, and it got pushed back to the 13 to 22 range where he's 2 through 8. And he rolled a 9, or rolled a 10, excuse me. Looks like it would have been bad from either, range, even if it wasn't pushed back. 2nd and 10. Why is she barking?
Heads are happy.
No. Off tackle right to word. 4 defensive tackle. Picks up 10, nobody in the zone. So 2 drives inside the 10-yard line of Presque Isle, and he comes away with no points. 1 on a strip sack fumble, and the other on a shanked field goal. But he's down only 6 points, so Anthony still has a chance to get back in this with a stop and a score. And Rochester will get the ball first in the second half. So woke up this morning early and called the Sonspo playoff game, up the middle of the word. The SSFA playoff game between Tom Cook's New York Jets and Paul Makowitz's Los Angeles Chargers. That was our breakfast. And for lunch, we snuck in an Sonspo semifinal between NFL Ed's San Francisco 49ers and Dave Gabbard's Baltimore Ravens. Tom won the early game in SSFA, and Dave beat NFL Ed in the Sonspo playoff game. So I stayed away from from Anthony's broadcast of Pittsburgh at Dunedin. Pittsburgh won that one handily. And we get our main course here. Sweep right to Barry Ward's going to pick up 5, setting up 3rd and 4. Breaks contain, which is important. And so that is going to be Presque Isle against Rochester. So that's how we're going to wind up today. No more. I don't think we're calling any more Strat-O-Matic games after this. Jubilee Sunday here. One-yard pickup. Guess strong run. Barry Ward goes up the middle, but hits a bad number. Although he wasn't going to get it on 3, 5, 7, and 8, and 10. So it wasn't like it was a great chance. Maybe run to a different zone. Punted away with 122 left, 7-yard return. Rochester gets one more crack at it before the half. Pitch out right to Fennerty. Guess wrong, nobody there. Fumble. Offense gets it back. Fennerty coughed it up. That could have been a disaster. Elway, Johnny on the spot. So Fennerty's at 38, fumble out of 1,000. 24 came out. Second and 7. Rochester did not use a timeout, but it looks like they went hurry up. Deep to Fennerty. Nobody covering. The 6 dropped down to rush the passer. And incomplete on the quarterback's guard. 3rd and 7. Now Presque Isle is thinking, get a punt. Got 3 timeouts. Let's go down and get a field goal. Got 2 Lawrences here. Got Lawrence on his phone, on his computer, on his tablet. He's joining everywhere possible. 4-yard flat pass, guessed right. He left the linebackers home. Hope Brenner can't do much with it. And he'll punt. 37 seconds left. Presque Isle does use their timeout. And it's going to Kelvin Martin. Not an incredible punt return card, but solid. And he decides to let it bounce. Doesn't want a chance returning it and giving him an easy field goal chance. Aikman takes a knee. He's happy to go in with that 6-0 lead. Rochester will force him to take another knee or two as he is going to use his timeouts allotted to him. So we'll take another knee here, another timeout, then one more knee. And we'll be able to take our halftime break. Oh, he's going to go with a sweep to Okoye. I guess he was decided after he saw that timeout that, hey, I'll just run it. I'll call my own timeouts. Thank you very much. See what he does here. Still got 2 timeouts left, 15 seconds left. Maybe crank it up to Aikman. No, he lets it go. Both coaches take a break, head to the locker room. Got the obligatory good half. Driving rain. That's Anthony. And what in the hell? That's Greg. So it's gonna be a fumble, but it's gonna be white ties over 4, so no fumble. But sure, it used to scare you when you saw that, and right now the way the rules are, you would see the additional chart right away, so you'd know, okay, there is a fumble, and you know who recovered before the graphic even finished presenting itself. In the old days, you'd see that, and you'd be like, with animation on, you'd be like, oh my God, am I gonna fumble it? 2 men in the zone on a hitch. Incomplete on the receiver card. Need to have a cough button here on these StreamYard broadcasts. Button hook to Fennerty. The 6 blitzes, but the 5 stays home. There's a man there, and it's incomplete. 6 for 15. Elway's struggles continue. Third and 10. Curl to Blades. Blades seems to be his favorite target. 13 yards, that's why. So of those 7 completions, 4 of them have been to Blades. He had double-teamed elsewhere. If he had double-teamed Blades, that would have been incomplete and another punt. Let's look at these ball possession chart real quick. Presque Isle went field goal on their first 2 drives and punt. Rochester fumbled it after a 6-play, 31-yard drive. After that good kickoff return. Punt, missed field goal, 6-play, 80-yard drive that led him there. Then a 3 and out. Here's a 7-yard pickup. Now the offense seems to be moving a little bit. 2nd and 3. Guess right run to Hayward picks up 2. That would have been a first down. Guessed wrong. Hayward's a little bit of a fumbler too. Not as bad as Fennerty. We'll see if that comes up again. Elway's 2.7 on the snap fumble, which isn't bad. Really good, actually. Not minimum, but not far off. And Aikman is minimum 1.0 on the snap fumble. Mike Rozier checks in. Expecting a run call. Rozier's probably less of a fumbler, is what I'm thinking. For nose tackle is Jeff D. Wright. Coach is taking their time on this call. Will he sell out to stop the run? No, he goes sideline left. It's a pass, and he's going to get the first down. Linebacker in zone makes the play, but it still gets you a yard. That way up to 50% completion percentage. And Rochester is at midfield. Back to Finnerty and Hayward in the 2-back 3-wide set. Curl the blades. Back to old reliable. 12-yard pickup. First down. That's his good roll. Right, wrong, or double. That's plus 12. 10:48 to go with the third quarter. It's the first drive of the third quarter. I'll take a right to Hayward. Guess correctly. No gain. 4-yard pickup. Guessed wrong. Hayward's had a tough go of it. 5 runs for 14 yards. Finnerty had that fumble, but he got it back. I'll tackle draw to Hayward. That's going to be stuffed by Jeff D. Wright. No tackle 0 or plus 3. The no tackle 4 made the play against the White Die 4. 3rd and 10. This has been the short pass to Blades down. He's been double teaming Kane, Brenner, or Chadwick. Let's see what the call is here. Maybe go deep to Chadwick. You know, if he's doubling anybody else, you get 0 men in zone maybe with a 0 in coverage. Then go short to Finnerty. Hope that 6 is blitzing or doubling. Back to Blades. Stays by the playbook. And he was doubling Chadwick, so with the linebacker though. But that sets up 4th and 10. Kind of no man's land, but it looks like he's going to punt. That's going to go into the end zone, and it'll be at the 20 for Presque Isle. Okay, now it's Greg's turn. Let's see what he does. We saw some early deep passes to Lofton. Button hook to Byers, trying to take advantage of that 0 linebacker there. I guess one of the advantages of having that is that it like draws people like a red cape for a bull. Actually, I think it's the movement, not the color, but either way, people will shoot at that 0. And as long as it doesn't land on 7, linebacker its own extra short game, you're not getting much on the D card. 5 of 13 for Aikman for 78 yards. So he hasn't done that much better than Elway. Four three showing blitz now. Crossing pattern to Reed. Free safety's coming. No linebackers. And it's a 12-yard pickup. 39% chance of a sack. Al Baker, again, held off by Tony E. Jones. Big time for initials in the early 90s with Jeff D. Wright and Tony E. Jones. Off tackle right to Word. Stuff in the zone correctly. Protecting his 4 defensive tackle and 0 defensive end, but it's a short gain on Word's card. Guessed wrong. Takes it near midfield. Short gain right or wrong. Short gain right or wrong on 4 and 9. That's pretty handy. Sweep right to Word. Going against the 4 defensive ends and pick up 5. There is an incomplete pass. Third and 5. Stays with the 3 wide, 2 back set. Run it up the middle of that 0. Run a draw in case he's blitzing the free safety. Try to break contain. You'll break container on 2 or a 3 against that 0. Set it to button hook. Throw it at the 0 linebacker in zone 0 or +1 or +5, and he makes the first down. Fly to Lofton, guessed right. And it's a 28-yard hit on Aikman's card. Big play there as it takes it down to the 14. Slant to Alfredo Roberts, covered by a 6. Lots of sack chances if a D comes up. 90%. Michael Dean Perry. Haven't seen his name called today. It's a fumble at the 2-yard line, but the offense recovers it. It was a receiver hit for 12 yards. No sack. But I'm sorry, it's not even 12 yards. It's 10 yards because Alfredo Roberts is capped. Has a 10-yard as long as... No, he's not capped. I guess it was 10 yards. I thought I saw 12 on the receiver card. Either way, it was fumbled at the 4, recovered by the offense. So first and goal at the 4, 4:48 to go in the third quarter. Lawrence jumping in and out. "13 yards and a touchdown. Avoids the 22% chance of a sack." Oh, this little chat feature's kind of neat. Someone asked me a question from a different league. First and goal at the 2. I'm sorry, not first and goal at the 2. He's going for 2 to make it a 14-point lead. And there's a conversion, offensive right guard, +6 or +2. So Rochester's up against it, down 14. But they're still capable of making a comeback. Oh, that's going to hurt. See, that's what I mean. That was again on the fumble split. But this time it was a fumble, and the defense recovers. So that's going to give them the ball right back with that 14-point lead. Guess right hitch hits the interception split, but doesn't hit the number that Anthony would have wanted. Off tackle left to Word. Run call. 2-yard gain. 3rd and 8. Let's take a look at Presque Isle's field goal kicker. In this range, they are 2 through 8. If they get pushed back, it's only 2 through 6 and 11 and 12. And they are showing blitz. Square out left to Lofton. And incomplete. So let's see him lining up. He doesn't want to get that adjustment because that'll make it tougher. And it's good. Stays in the 2 through 8 range. So now it's a 3-score lead. A free 3 points there for Presque Isle. Good kick return. Gene Atkins doing work. Screen right to Fennerty, picks up 2. So time is of the essence now. Down 3 scores. Late in the 3rd quarter, you need to get some offense. You need to score probably on 3 of your final 4 possessions. Off tackle draw right to Hayward. It's going to pick up 4. 3rd and 4. So maybe a lesson for myself and Anthony is don't pick the teams with good. I got knocked out. Found it really tough to move the ball against Lawrence. He called a great game, really great game. And Greg's calling a pretty darn good game here against Rochester. And they got the good too. Third and 4. He needs to convert this. Might even be 4-down territory. I don't know what he's thinking. On to Chadwick. He's going for it. Misses the plus 28. Avoided the sack. Missed the big hit. And that's the problem when you get behind. You kind of want to hit one of those home runs to make the game closer, but the dice are not smiling on Rochester today. Decides to let it bounce. It goes 3 yards deep, and Presque Isle will start at their own 3. Doesn't want to take a chance of returning a punt and seeing him cough it up. Goes to the full house here. Maybe just run it 3 times and punt. Guessed right. No yard gain. Second and 10. I'll take a left to word. No gain. Guessed wrong. Third and 10. Hey, if you can get a safety, that makes it a 2-score game. See if he goes for the all-out blitz. But you're probably going to see a run anyway. Maybe go to a 4-2-5 if you have extra DB that's a 4. Then you can bring the free. His extra DB is a 0, so it doesn't help. But you could flip these around. You could blitz the 0, put the 4 as the second DB, and use him to cover with run contain. That's what I would do. Screen left to Byers. He does something similar. It doesn't blitz, but just plays a safe, calls, run. Pass was to Byers, goes for 9, and he'll punt. So no safety, but he should get the ball back in good field position. See if Vince Buck's got something in him. Only returns it for a yard. And that's where Rochester will take over. Not Denver, even though I see Elway there staring at me. That's a draw, and he called a run, so that stuffs him. That's a short gain if you call his pass. Greg's calling. He's on him. He's calling a good game. Screen right to Finnerty. It's being double covered, 2-man in zone. And that's going to lose. Oh, it's going to gain 3 yards. The defender was gone. Defender was free safety, actually. The linebacker originally assigned to cover Finnerty was blitzing. So picked up 3, makes it 3rd and 8 at midfield. Jeff Chadwick, Brian Blades, Tommy Kane. He's gone deep to Chadwick a couple times, gone short to Blades. It's hard to run at those 6 linebackers because you're not going to break contain. And he's got the good run defense card too, so kind of limits your options. You need Elway to come through with a completion on his card, or for one of the receivers to make a completion on their card. Button hook to Finnerty. That's the kind of night it's been for Rochester. Interception split. 4th and 8. 12 minutes to go. I said you had to score on 3 of your last 4 drives. Well, this is the second one. Is he thinking about going for it? He is. You need a 3, 5, or 7 on the offense on the quarterback's card, or a 4 or 6 with a must-run split of 2 through 5, or 2 through 6. Excuse me. It's only 8 yards. Bomb to Kane. Covered by a 5. Nobody there. Incomplete. He went big. Tried to avoid punting it back. But with 11:42, the shutout remains. Rochester had 2 drives inside the 10 and came away with no points. You could easily see this being a 17-14 game right now. Of course, he would have punted then. But desperate times, 17-0. Sweep left Okoye. Guessed wrong, 2 yards. I'm going to go check on something. I'm going to let this go silent for a little bit. Okay, I'm back. It's now 20-0. Looks like Presque Isle's last drive. That's not the report I wanted. Resulted in a field goal after the turnover on downs. So they got 10 plays, 33 yards. Got to the Rochester 17, kicked the field goal. Curled the blades. The only receiver, well, one of the two receivers not doubled. It is legal to play a 3-3-5 whenever there's 3 wide receivers on the field. So he could have been doing this earlier, but that opens up the run. And he was respecting the run. Bomb to Chadwick's going to be a must run for 10. Down to the 40. Just needs 3 touchdowns. That's it. .354 to go after that short gain by Hayward. Pitch out right to Fennerty. He hits a short gain, 14 yards. Does not get out of bounds. They're down to the 13-yard line. One more short gain and they're in the end zone. Possibly. Probably. Don't think we can blitz here. Yeah, no blitzing on first down. D check. I tried to type it in there, but for some reason, sometimes when you're a spectator, you can't really type. So that's the right way to handle it. Offensive coach, or whoever the offensive coach pointed out, then we call timeout. The D coach uses one of their timeouts. Chadwick, Blades, Sanders. Same trios out there. Elway just had a tough time throwing it to them. Screen right to Fennerty. They're keying Fennerty. It's a short gain that's in the end zone. So they're finally the breakthrough Rochester's been waiting for. Even if they had scored on one of their other drives inside the 10, it would be, the comeback would be doable. Now you kind of need to have an onside kick recovery, another touchdown, and then another onside kick recovery. It's kind of tough. or a turnover if when he gets it back. He gets the onside. The first one is the comeback is possible. He gets the first onside kick recovery. Now you just need one more. But the first thing is to get in the end zone again. See if he goes back to running. Guessed wrong. 7 for Fennerty left, 5 for Hayward left. I'm going to take this over and look for something. Curl the blades. Must run for 1. Oh, that's it. Perfect. Hey.
Look at that. 25% less sodium.
All right. So I'm going to be. Let's see. Check on the broadcast. Still looks good, right? Sharing screen. Yeah. All right. Second and 9. Must run for 1 doesn't really help much. Okay, 3rd and 4. Sorry, I'm trying to cook here while I'm calling this last part. Guys, I'm ready. Can't I try to reach you? I don't know. Third and 4. I think we're okay. Taking some time here. We didn't crash, did we? And it's an interception. Correct double team, curl the blades, and 15-yard return. That should pretty much wrap it up. So whatever chance there was for a miracle has gone away. Whoa, a long pass for 28 yards to kill it. Off tackle run to Okoye. Picks up 10, another first down. So now he should just be able to kneel it out. Up the middle to Okoye for 4. And Rochester uses their last time out. 2 knees, and that's the game. Hitch. He goes for a hitch. Incomplete. That's going to make it so he'll have to kick a field goal. Hi, Happy.
Hi.
Give us a easy.
Baby. Sit. Shake. Good job. Good job. Sit. Saddle. Good doggy.
Yeah, he runs it in. So, a little unnecessary. Could have needed out, but heck, that'll look good on the playoff point differential stats. And he squibs it. Returned out to the midfield. Squibbed it and kind of backfired. Especially seeing he doesn't have a touchdown on his return card. So the take out the Rochester Jeffersons. There's no dying these fighting Jeffs though. Does not get out of bounds. Spike, 2nd and 10. $13-yard short pass to Blades. First and 10, 37 seconds left. 7-yard run. Crossing pattern to Jeff Chadwick, incomplete. And I'll be right back. Oh, it gets it down 13 yards. 0 minute zone flat pass. And with 8 seconds left, he'll have a shot to get into the end zone. Yeah. And he gets it. Slant to John Tice. It's here for John Tice. Mike Tice's brother. Maybe, I don't know. Could be. And he misses the extra point. It's one of those days. That'll be it. I'm sure we'll get Anthony to come on with us. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Dennis.
Just nothing went right there for
Yeah.
two drives inside the 10 and come away with no points.
So the short pass guessed wrong with Daryl Talley on the line, and it was a defender X. So I thought he was in. I guess he's not somehow. Can you explain that one?
Hold on, say that again.
So Daryl Talley, the linebacker, against Gil Fennerty, was on the line. I just don't know the rule there. I'm sure you can explain it for me.
When you're inside the 10, you don't. Everybody's on the line. There is
Right.
no.
So it was a defender call to Talley, and he made the play.
Right, because
Right.
you're inside the 10. So as long as they're not doubling, they're there's no other place for them to be inside the 10. You know what I mean?
Darn it. Say again.
When you're inside the 10,
Mhm.
as long as they're not double teaming, the linebackers are considered to be, even if they're on the line of scrimmage, there's no other place for them to go. There's no flat zone for them to guard inside the 10.
Right. So on a defender X,
They're going to be there. Unless they're double teaming.
Unless they're double teaming.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that was guessed wrong, missed that one. And then missed another guess wrong. Brian Blades dropped it on first down inside the 10. It's like I mean, when it's all said and done, yeah, I mean that was one of the roughest games I think I've ever had to coach. That was because the sack chances were just. I mean,
yeah, you missed quite a few where you had very good. Yeah, you had very good chances. He didn't care. He wound up and threw it deep. So
yeah,
he got away with it.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't pay for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously
like even when there was
chose him as your opponent was for the offensive line, right?
Yeah, was to get sacks. I think got one. And look, if Aikman's not going to throw an interception, I mean, here's the bottom line, right? And I said this to Tim before the game too. If you're going to throw deep against 5s and 6s, guessed right, with all those blitzers coming at you, and all of Aikman's interceptions on his card, and somehow you avoid disaster, God bless you. I mean, what the hell else can I do? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I mean, there's just the blitzers, there's Aikman's INTs, which are everywhere, and there's 5s and 6s covering them. So I mean, so you got to tip the cap and say, hey, you made bold calls, and that works out. I mean, Greg deserves credit for throwing into the teeth of that on the offensive side. I thought, defensively, it went pretty much the way I hoped it would. I mean, I couldn't have asked for more there. Offensively, it was.
One second.
Yeah.
You go ahead and talk. I got to go run this upstairs, but I'll be right back to ask you some more intelligent questions. I'm listening.
Yep.
So keep talking.
Offensively, some great double teams there. In the second half, stymied a couple drives. So Greg called some nice doubles there, but the kickoff fumble. You still think there's time when you go down 14-0, no big deal, plenty of time. Then you give the ball right back up, and all of a sudden it's on a kickoff fumble. All of a sudden, you score a lead. It's like, what are you going to do about that? You know, the stats just not that ugly. I mean, not bad. I don't know. I'm not gonna be, as I look at them. Yeah, with all the rolls, it was a 5.4 to 5.1 yards per play and 328 to 303 in yards. You know, and when you play Presque, yeah, I've got to win. I've got to win the interception battle, or you're going to lose the game. I mean, it's that simple. You got to win it. And I lost it 0-1 and fumbled twice. You know, including the kickoff return. So that's just not a recipe for victory at all. So that's the way it goes. You got to you really do have to tip the cap to Greg for staring down those pass rushers and saying, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna chuck it and see what happens, and boom, it sometimes it pays off. And you gotta, what is he gonna do, right? Go into a shell and throw and go small ball, right? No, I think some coaches would be tempted to do that. Looking at that, so he just deserves a ton of credit for saying, you know what, I'm not going to win small ball with Aikman. Even guessed wrong, he's got to pick on flat pass 2 through 4. So knowing, you're probably not going to, as nice as Word's car is. I mean, we saw it in the game, right? There's holes. I mean, his best column is end run wrong, and God forbid your opponent guesses run. You're staring -6s and -7s in the face on chunky numbers like 6, 7, 8. So he wasn't going to run his way to a win. Wasn't going to flat pass his way to a win. He needed to stretch the field and deal with the fact that he was facing good defenders and pass rush up the yin yang and Aikman's INTs. And pass rush, 1 sack, did not show up. I don't think the defenders made a play. I don't think they were called on. And Aikman didn't throw an INT. Boom, boom, boom. 3 for 3. And that was the pathway to victory for Greg. And he the only pathway. And I think he was limited in his pathways. I think because of the matchups, especially because of the 7 on Bruce Smith, I thought the cards tilted pretty heavily to Rochester. That was his one pathway to win. He went for it and got it. So tons of credit to Greg for doing it. Now he needed help for sure, on the rolls on my side, because my side against his D again had Bruce Smith bottled up. My side against his D was not necessarily a good matchup for Presque either, but so he needed some rolls there, got him, and
Right.
and made some good double team calls along the way.
It wasn't just the the offensive plan and what he had to do, but you just count up the number of fortunate breaks for him. You had the strip sack fumble, you had the shank field goal, you had the fumble kickoff return. So you're just getting hit left and right with a series of unfortunate events. If you look at the ball possession chart, his drives went field goal, punt into half. Okay, and then in the second half, how he got the ball, he missed field goal, fumble, downs, interception. So the second half was just like you were trying to run uphill after all those bad breaks, and it just couldn't happen. I mean, you had a shot. You had a shot when you recovered the onside kick, but again, if you just would have not had one of those breaks go against you, or gotten one touchdown on those 2 drives inside the 10-yard line, or even one field goal and then not shank the field goal, any of those things would have happened. It would have been a different end game.
What I thought was the big opportunity, Dennis, was when a flat pass was thrown from the 3-yard line against a 5 defender, from his own 3, from Greg's own 3, and I was sniffing that 10 or 11.
Oh yeah, the negative.
Yeah, that was there for the taking. It was there for the taking.
I was shocked he threw it. I even mentioned, I said, "Okay, if you get a safety here, that makes it a 2-score game again."
Yeah, yeah, that was there. And so you just need one of those. Just like you said, the big plays. I got the kickoff return to start, but the kickoff return does you nothing when you're gonna whiff from get strong opportunities inside the 10. I mean, it only gets you that was a big play in my favor, which was nice, but got to finish the drive, and
Right.
didn't. And the opportunity for the safety there, it wasn't a high percentage chance, but it was like lurking. Didn't happen. The big plays, because the onside kick went my way, but that was most of the story had already been written at that point. The meaningful big plays when the game was on the line, I was down something like 4 or 5 to 1, and that's really, was mentioned before, talking to Tim Irvin before the game, and that was going to be it, right?
Right.
The big plays shouldn't go 4 or 5 to 1 against me. They shouldn't, but they could, and if they did, I was going to lose. Yeah. And because it was going to be a big play game, and unless he wanted to play small ball, it was going to be a big play game.
Right. And
Hey, wasn't that early strip sack fumble like 16% on that matchup?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. It wasn't like one of his big pass rushers. It was 16%. It was like 5 against a 5, something like that.
And I was whiffing on 40 after 40 after 40.
Right. Or even more. I was pointing out you had like some 58s, some 60s in there. You just couldn't hit. But now, let me ask you this. Now, does this make you reconsider? Because we both had the chance to take one of the teams with average pass defense, and we both decided to take a team with good pass defense. Good, in fact. Do you think that we made mistakes by not selecting an average team instead of selecting a good team? Because that bit me in the butt against Lawrence, and I think it kind of bit you in the butt a little bit today.
I don't know if it the matchup. There's a unique matchups with Presque. He has very limited pathways to win with those matchups in the cards. That's and the pathways exist, and he chose one of the pathways that could get him there, and it turned out to get him there. But
no way, dude, we gotta play.
Yeah.
So the fact you can take Bruce Smith out of the game is a big deal against that D. I could throw short pass inside the 10 with some confidence, and what happens? A 16% sack fumble. You got to take that chance. You had the matchups of with Wisconsin, not nearly as good for me. The matchups with Dunedin, definitely not. His offense can do a lot of damage against my particular defense. And those were the choices for me. So no for me. I don't know about you, but that was the right move, I thought, for Rochester.
All right, click on Cousin Galaxy.
Now, Lawrence, is this didn't you knock me out in another one? I think I remember now that you knocked me out of another playoffs.
I mostly remember you beating me in at least 3 Super Bowls. That's what sticks with me. I don't know about.
Because I was thinking maybe I forgot. I mean, maybe you're like my bogey team. They call it in England when you have a soccer team that always beats you. But I don't know.
Once in a while, I've had luck against you, but most of the time, like everyone else, no.
I kind of think I remember you knocking me out in one of these tournaments, but maybe I'm wrong. But I do regret selecting. I think I would have been better off going against somebody who had average pass defense, because my offense, like you said, my offense is limited. Presque Isle's pathways were maybe limited, but if I was throwing at 4s instead of 6s, I think I would have opened up more pathways. So that's what I regret.
Yeah, those 2-6 corners are hard to start off with throwing against.
Yeah. So number 2 seed Pittsburgh advanced. You called that game. I have already called 2 other games earlier today, so I stayed away from it. But they seem to advance pretty easily against Dunedin. Mm-hmm. So they'll get the first choice, and then it's going to be we have one more game left to play between the 7 and 8 seed. But it's been fun. This is a good set of playoffs. So Anthony, we can play a consolation game. The what if Super Bowl. For the 2 guys,
we've been getting knocked out in the same round in every playoffs that we're in, Dennis. We got knocked out in the frozen tundra.
Yep.
In the same round.
Hey, what did you think? What did you think about him going for not just taking a knee there at the end and getting a touchdown? I know you came back and got a touchdown yourself, but
I think going back and scoring the touchdown was at the end. I think was was a nice answer.
I do too,
That-
but I think guys, when you have a minute 30 left and the other guy doesn't have any timeouts, 2 knees, the game's over. Just FYI. 45
Especially
seconds.
when it's so brutal, because I mean, any objective observer can see, like as you commented during the broadcast, the gods were not smiling, on him. And so when you've beat somebody and they've had like so many bad breaks, it's like kind of hard to run up the score a little.
Yeah, I don't think maybe he wasn't necessarily running up the score, but maybe he just didn't understand that he could have taken a knee there and that would have ended it. Because at the end,
Yeah,
he
we're
did,
playing Minecraft right now.
take a knee. But
Yeah, I mean, look, it's I'm
at the end of the half,
I
at
don't
the end
I
of the
don't
first half,
at the end of the day,
it is
I
what
was
it is.
glad to go back and it went. Yeah, I mean, well, look, when there was clean drives and not weird stuff happening, went right down the field, scored, and I mean, I should have had 14 points in the first quarter, for God's sake.
Right.
Blades drops the short pass. Guess wrong. It's going to happen sometimes, But those are and then of course the first drive, right, with the strip sack. It's going to happen. It was nice, to have a clean drive at the end. Felt good. But then, of course, my kicker misses the extra point just to solidify, just to remind you of how that game went. I don't know if you noticed, but my kicker missed the extra point at the end, didn't he? I thought he did. Felt that way. Let me see. Did I forget that?
Yeah,
he missed it. He missed it. Yeah, he missed it.
Yeah, he noticed.
Yeah.
You said it was like, kind of typical for how the game went for you.
Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah, sorry, I'm competing with my kiddos here. They're talking to their friends, so I had to mute, and I forgot to take myself off mute. But yeah, I did notice that. It was that's typified the type of luck you had that day. So it is what it is. What can you do?
It is what it is. What can you do is right. Well said. Well, thanks for calling it, Dennis. Appreciate that. Was a fun season with Rochester. Enjoyed the team. I thought it was an offense that just needed a little bit more. The choice. It felt the New Orleans special teams really made a huge difference with getting the 4 at free safety to be able to defend really well, and the stats showed it. But what it cost me was a better set of receivers. So I paid that price, and I think that price came back to get me in my losses. Didn't matter today, but it
could have. It could have if you had a max receiver there
minimize.
instead of
Oh, yeah.
Blade.
Yeah, I mean, Chadwick missed the long pass, guess wrong, early in the game. I had a couple long pass opportunities. I mean, I had the best long pass opportunities in the game. I think. I don't think on defense I gave up any guess wrong long passes.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, and I couldn't cash them. I think I had 2 of them or something. But yeah, with a better receiver there, Chadwick couldn't make the catch. He's decent, but he's not max. That's for sure. So
On the circle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm familiar with those Seahawks receivers. I love the way Blades took on that 6, did some things for you, and just didn't get enough to come away with a win. But a great season, fun season, 1990. I mean, here I'm out of the semifinals for the first time in a long time. So I feel you. I know it's disappointing, but it was a great game to call, at least in the first half. It got out of hand in the second half. I'm glad you made a comeback. And I'm glad.
Yeah, that kickoff return fumble is what moved it from a competitive game to, oh shit, this is getting silly now, because at 14-0, it still was a ball game. You still had a lot to call, even after the onside kick recovery. It was still obviously needed another miracle. Yeah,
I would say too that to give Greg credit, he did make some very good calls.
Oh yeah.
Calling run at the right time, doubling at the right time, and even on offense, where he seemed to catch you wrong on the run sometimes.
Oh yeah,
pay off for him. Barry Ward had what was the final stats there? Let's see. So 19 first downs to 18. The stats are even on yardage and first downs. But Ward was pretty effective, 4.9 yards per carry.
Word, yeah. Word did what I would hope he would do. Right, he didn't catch his long game. That's the big he got a short gain or two. That's going to happen. Greg
Right.
Greg needs I think a lot of credit for just sticking with that one pathway to win, and he nailed it and he stuck with it. You could easily, a lot of players out there get fearful. They see those picks, they see those blitzes, they crumble when they see that in front of them. But the fortitude to say, hey, this is the way I can win this game. Might be by far the best way I can win it. I'm going for it. I'm not going to be scared of that. He just deserves a lot of credit for that game plan. The overall game plan, put aside the individual calls, the overall game plan is the right plan to get his best chance of winning. So congrats on that, Greg.
Yeah,
Sure.
if you swap, I mean, because Craig Hayward
Did you
is
get
just
in there?
almost as ineffective a card as Word, aside from the edges maybe.
Kenzo?
But if you swap those stats and you get
Did you get
Hayward
my
running
cousin-
4.9 a clip,
cousin server?
that could have extended a few drives.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was tough rolls everywhere, for
Yeah,
sure.
what
But yeah, Hayward couldn't really get going. Yeah, for sure. He went the whole season without hitting his long gain. Went the whole season without hitting his 47.
Yeah. So
yeah. I needed it today.
all right. Well,
Did it.
I will,
Thanks again for calling it.
yeah, we'll wrap it up. You have enjoy your stogie, in victory or in loss. That's a nice way to cap it. So we'll get them next time.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much.
See you guys.
Here.
Congrats again, Greg.
Hey, bye.
Bye now.